Hello, everyone. Thank you for having us today. We're excited to walk you through our presentation, Pony Power, Movie Marketing Using Adobe Character Animator. I'm JB Fonder, and I'm a senior producer and account manager at Avatar Labs.
I'm James Safechuk. I'm Director of Innovation and Technology.
And for those of you that don't know us, Avatar Labs is a full-service digital agency out of Los Angeles, California. We've been around about 17 years, working with most of, if not all of, the who's who in the entertainment industry in Hollywood. And we really pride ourselves on being storytellers, but because we work with all these amazing entertainment clients, we kind of consider ourselves to be the storytellers for the greatest storytellers in the world. And so we'll show you a quick reel so you can just learn a little bit more about us.
Assembly, opening line leads an uncertain ending. Always and always and always ascending. The gods seem to cross, but I never gonna resolve. Talk to me. Come on, talk to me. Yeah, talk to me.
Great, so now that you know a little bit more about us, we'll go ahead and jump in. So today, James and I are going to be walking you through a case study of how we at Avatar Labs leveraged Adobe Character Animator to pull off an award-winning live streaming event, which was truly a first of its kind within our industry. We'll go ahead, the agenda here is the project origins. We'll talk about how the project came to be. We'll discuss the assets and the creative process that we followed as an agency. And then I'll pass it over to James. He'll talk about the tech side of things, the integration of Adobe Character Animator. We'll talk about the day of the live stream. And then we'll have the project results. And we'll close it out with our case study video that we cut just for some more context. OK, so project origin. So about a year ago, James and his team were experimenting with AR and live animation in a live streaming format. And we as an agency offer live stream as a creative solution to our clients. And up until that time, we had been using the setup of an actor and actress, usually paired with a moderator in a Q&A format. And that worked for us pretty well, but we have all these animated characters that we work with, and we would be really remiss if we didn't find a way to bring them into the same execution style. And so we knew that we could fake it if we wanted to. We could create an asset ahead of time. We could pre-can the narrative and then just launch it in a live format. But the problem with that is that it really lacks this emotional connection. We as storytellers really want to make sure that the fans are engaged and have this connection with the brand that the character represents. And so we decided we wanted to find a solve for this. And so once we made that decision, we started looking through an array of animation tools. We did some testing, and we landed on Adobe Character Animator. And for me as an account manager, when I started looking at Character Animator, obviously James was looking at it for different reasons than I was, but once I did my research up front, I was particularly excited because anytime that I can offer my clients a solution that cuts down on cost and time, that's huge. In addition, Character Animator allowed us to uphold this quality of the assets that we needed. And so this was a no-brainer for us, and we went ahead and moved forward with Character Animator. And so we started doing some demos with Adobe Character Animator, and we seeded those out to our clients, as we typically do when we create a demo. And one of those clients that we shared the demo with was Lionsgate. And so we've been working with Lionsgate for, I don't know, 14 plus years. And so we know that they themselves are innovators. They're always pushing the envelope and taking risks. And so we felt that they would be a good partner on this type of execution. And we didn't have any type of property in mind when we hit them up, but we wanted to show them the demo and bring them into the fold early on because we knew they would be a good partner on this. And so luckily for us, they had been kind of thinking of the same thing. They had some properties in mind, which was great. And they had heard of Adobe Character Animator as well, which obviously was great. We were speaking the same language. They just couldn't put 2 and 2 together, and they wanted to consult us, and so we worked with them on that. And so it was like, we're over here experimenting, and they're over here asking themselves, wouldn't it be cool if? And so we really did just come together at the right time. And fortunate enough for us, we were awarded My Little Pony, the movie, which was great, because I don't think you could have a more...
It's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. It was a great brand. And so for those of you that don't know about My Little Pony, they debuted in the early 1980s. There was television series, animated specials, all of the products that you see here. And so well-rooted brand, a lot of brand affinity as well. And the fan base, I don't know those of you that know, but there's Bronies and Pegasisters, and there's just this overwhelming sense of brand affinity. And so we, at that time, were feeling really good because it's like, okay, we have this great brand, we've got this great fan base, what more could we want? So we were ready to go. We'll talk about the assets. So because there's this brand affinity that we were talking about, we knew that we had to be really careful with the assets. The fans were paying attention. They know these characters, they know this brand, and so we wanted to make sure that we were doing right by them. So lucky enough for us, the relationship that we had with Lionsgate was extended into Hasbro as well. And so Hasbro gave us access to DHX, which is their animation studio in Canada, and they animated My Little Pony, the movie. So they gave us a library of assets, which was great. They gave us all the head orientations that we would need. They gave us all the mouth orientations that we would need to plug into Adobe Character Animator to bring this all to life. So we're getting the assets ready, but at the same time we're scripting, and that was kind of its own beast because we had to make sure if we were going to use Adobe Character Animator, we wanted to use it correctly, and we wanted to make sure that when we were writing this script for the event that we were giving the ponies a chance to talk to the fans and engage the fans. And so the loose narrative that we followed were Twilight, Sparkle, and Pinkie Pie are getting ready for the Friendship Festival. And this is something that happens in the film, and so we were able to nod to the storyline of the film as well. And that narrative in particular allowed us to ask the fan questions like, what type of food should we have at the event, or who should perform at the event? So we were able to work in these moments where the fans could engage with the characters that they know and love. So we had the assets, we had the script, which by the way went through like 20 rounds of revisions up until like the minute we went live, but that's a whole nother story. But we had everything ready to go, and we went ahead and passed the assets off to James' team to begin rigging. It's not that easy. Obviously, there's a lot to it, so I'll go ahead and let James talk through what he and his team executed.
Thank you, JB. So like JB mentioned earlier, we were doing some testing with AR back in 2017. This was a service we had for our clients, and we wanted to see how we could do something more with streaming. We knew there was a lot of opportunity there. So we had an idea of adding augmented reality characters to the live streams. Most of our clients have animated characters, and in this case, the whole thing's animated. So we threw together a quick demo, and I was running into a share meeting, and this is like the first hour. Let's just put something in and let's see what it feels like. And so I ran this demo into our share meeting, and you can see we put a 3D character into the scene with the correct camera angle, and the frame rate's not good, and the lighting's needs work. So this is just day one. So we ran this into the meeting, and all the producers and everybody were really happy with it. They saw some potential, and they kind of sneakily sent it to our clients. We usually don't share something at this stage because it's not ready. But our clients came back and said that they were really interested and wanted to see what more we can do with it. So internally we said, okay, that's great. Let's do an official demo. Let's get it more ironed out. Let's add some more features. And we knew we wanted to add 2D characters. And I had been eyeing Adobe Character Animator for a while, and was just like, this is perfect for it. So we integrated Adobe Character Animator into it, and I'll show you, which is our official demo we sent to clients.
Hi, I'm Sam, coming to you live from the Avatar Labs in-house studio. And this is Winston. Say hi, Winston.
Hi, Winston.
And this is Orbo. Today, my friends are going to demonstrate some of the cool technology that we've developed for this enhanced live video. That's right, live video. Orbo is spatially aware, and a bit of an ego. He senses where I am and where the camera is, always placing himself in the best position to be filmed. He recognizes my expressions and mimics them. And he loves to interact. Come here, Orbo. Good job. Orbo can also project... sorry, can I get a line? Oh yeah. Orbo can also project images, social comments, or any image we want, really.
That's cool.
Thanks, Winston. Winston is animated live via 2D motion capture. So with interactivity, compositing, depth tracking, and motion capture, the storytelling possibilities for live video are endless. See ya, Orbo. Hey, Roscoe, I'm ready for the tour of your ship. Oh, shoot. Ooh, looks like we're gonna be stuck here for a while. See you next time, everybody.
Great. So this is kind of when we got introduced to Lionsgate, and we started talking about what do we actually do with this. So we have the perfect client with Lionsgate, we have the perfect property with My Little Pony, and the perfect technology with Adobe Character Animator. We were feeling like this could really be something. So the first thing to do was we went on the internet and just grabbed some pony assets from the internet and rigged something up quickly. This is kind of where, this is an area where Adobe Character Animator shines in that this was really easy and fast to get going, to just show a client, say, you know, see how this feels, and it helped them buy off on the idea even more. So the client sent us 8 seasons of Adobe of My Little Pony assets from the TV show, and they sent us to it in Flash, and it was kind of nostalgic to see Flash because it was an old friend I'd worked with a long time ago. So we locked a designer in a room, and exporting from Flash to Adobe Character Animator is not a straightforward process. So we had to figure that part out. You know, we locked somebody in the room. He used a suite of Adobe products, but that process wasn't smooth at the time. Then DHX sent us the style guides for the ponies, and we noticed that the TV show ponies and the movie ponies, they don't look the same. So we're going to need to go ahead and get new assets. That's when they hooked us up with DHX. DHX sent us their Harmony files, and that's the application that they're actually animating the movie in. And you know, Harmony sounds sweet, but it's cool, but it's not sweet. And you know, you don't pick it up in a day. It's its own, you know, it's its own application that takes some learning. So we contacted DHX, asked them for some assistance. So they assisted us, and they were great with it. And they saved out all the keyframes that we would need, and they saved them into PNG files, and that's what we brought into Adobe Character Animator. One of the key things here is finding the right balance between how many individual frames you're going to have between the key poses, and so you sort of balance your compute, you know, what computer you're on and how robust it is, and so it's performance of the computer with smoothness of the animation. There's no magic number. It's just trial and error. So here's our fully rigged pony. We also had DHX also did some additional animations which we can trigger, and this is a feature with Adobe Character Animator. Not only can you do facial tracking, but you can also have these other animations you can trigger whenever you need. So the combination of those two features really enables you to have a character that feels alive. Okay, so we have a rigged up pony. We're feeling really good about it. And one thing that we do with projects like this is, even in the middle of it, we try to figure out what else can we do with it, how else can we push it. You know, we're already doing really cool stuff, but what else can we do? So we usually have these internal brainstorms. One of the developers suggested bringing it into Unity, bringing the feed into Unity. In case you're not familiar with Unity, it's a 3D rendering engine. We use it for mobile games, VR and AR. And Unity had just come out with Cinemachine, which is a procedural camera rigging system for in-game cameras, cutscenes, and cinematics. So we were interested in that also. At first I was concerned about complicating an already complicated setup, but like within 30 seconds it was like, okay, if we had cameras and we have Adobe Character Animator running, this could feel like an actual cartoon. And that was really what we wanted for it, to people to feel engaged. I feel like they were watching an interactive cartoon. So we decided we were going to go ahead and demo up a scene in Unity. Adobe Character Animator exports NDI and Unity accepts Spout. So it took some working to get those two feeds to do the transform between those two. But once we got that working, we did a demo, which we sent to clients. These are programmer acting. So
Yeah, these are our devs
Wow,
talking. So.
this place looks great. Although, I wish there was a cupcake tower.
I've been working hard all day getting everything ready for the Friendship Festival. I want to make sure it goes perfectly.
Wow, you're doing amazing. I've seen all your posters around town, and they're so cool.
Thanks. I've made some new posters too, like that one over there. You like it?
okay.
I love it.
So we have Harmony, we have Unity, and I have a theory that the more complicated an application, the more Zen-like they try to name it. And that makes sense because Adobe Character Animator, it's not a Zen-like name, and it's pretty easy to pick up. So we've locked down, what we want the experience to be like. Now we need to move into what the actual hardware and software setup's going to be like for the live shoot. So what we ended up doing was we have two computers, each running Adobe Character Animator. We split up the facial tracking with the voice tracking because we had the actual actors from the show and the movie coming in, and they weren't going to be able to rehearse with us. So we wanted to make it as easy as possible for them to just show up on day of and just focus on their performance. So we didn't want them to worry about facial tracking. So we split those up. Those two machines then send the feed to another machine, which is running Unity, and it transform NDI to Spout. And in Unity, we composite the characters into the scene. We have the cameras. We also have extra animations going on, the clouds and balloons, and some extra elements to make it feel more alive. That computer just renders that out, sends it to another computer, which does some overlays. We had a music video we were showing. It handles, cutting back and forth between those and sends a signal to Facebook. We found that distributing the responsibilities between more computers was helpful because we didn't want to tax one machine too much. So really, one machine just worried about doing one thing, sent the signal to another machine, and that did its own thing. Adobe also helped us out with rehearsals, so we did some live private rehearsals with them, and they were in their offices and they were watching from the live stream, and they helped us get the timing between the audio and the video. So the signals don't come through at the exact same time, so you really need to tweak the audio and the video to get them to match up. And again, there's no magic number. The half second is a good start, but you might take some tweaking. And you should continue to do that tweaking up until you basically go live. We noticed we were getting some internet outages while we were rehearsing. We were really concerned about that. We tried to track it down if it was somebody in the office, like downloading or uploading or watching too much Netflix. But it turned out that it was a building-wide problem. So at the last minute, a few days before, we brought in our own dedicated internet line so that we could control the feed and be, more secure and confident about not having an outage. But then storms hit the East Coast the day before. I don't know if you guys remember those giant storms. And we were noticing a lag on the Facebook side. We ended up tracking down the network traffic, and it was going to Facebook servers, which are on the East Coast. You don't have a choice on which servers they go to. So that was out of our control. We did some tweaking on the network side to make it go through as fast as possible, but there's only so much you can do. And that's one of the things about live broadcasts is there's going to be something that's out of your control. So now we're at the live day, and JB will take over.
Great. So yeah, it was go time. So this was truly a special day for us. As James mentioned, we had done some run-throughs with Adobe prior to going live. We had Lionsgate team members at our offices. We had Hasbro team members at our offices as well. And it was just a really great day. We had 10 members, I think, of our own team in the studio. We had team members in the green room as well. They were moderating and, pulling comments and suggestions from the fans. We also had the voice actresses with us, Tara Strong and Andrea Libman, who are the voice actresses for Twilight Sparkle and Pinkie Pie. So that was really special as well. So we went live. At the top of the script, we went ahead and proved out that we actually were live. We had the ponies talk about the iPhone keynote that had happened earlier that day, which was kind of a cute moment because in Equestria, where the ponies are from, iPhone is not a thing, a keynote is not a thing, but we just used that moment to prove out that we were live, and it was really cute, the banter that they had around that as well. And so we had those moments where we were engaging the fans. We got more comments and suggestions that I think we were prepared for.
Yeah.
But our setup was pretty great because those team members that were in the green room went ahead and started culling through and pulling the best comments or the screen names. We just dropped them in a Google Doc, and the producers that were assigned to the voice talent that were sitting with them had a laptop and would show them the names or the suggestions.
It's right there.
Right there, yeah. So that way they didn't have to break character, look away, really. We were just kind of feeding them this content so they could stay in character and do their thing. Yeah, so we were live, and it went really well. And I think that we felt it was a great success. Lionsgate and Hasbro felt that it was a great success as well. And so why don't we go ahead and show you some of our results here. So at the time we were live, we had 70,000 or so eyes on our event with a reach of about 120,000 people. And we had tens of thousands of engagements, likes, comments, and shares. And so that was a win for us. And really exciting, I'm glad that this happened before we came to NAB, but we won 2 Shorty Awards, one for the Facebook Live category, and then the Audience Honor in that same category as well. So that was really great for us. And we want to thank all of our partners, Lionsgate, Hasbro, DHX, My Little Pony, the brand, of course, and also Adobe. They've been amazing throughout the entire process. We couldn't have brought this to life without Character Animator, and so we're really happy that we leveraged that and just had this be such a success. So, thank you to the Adobe team once again. And so we'll go ahead and close out with our case study video. This is what we cut typically when we wrap a project. And if you want to know more about what we got going on, you can go to avatarlabs.com. We have our social handles there as well, or you can drop us a line at hello@avatarlabs.com. So here we go.
We'll be over on the side if you have any questions.
Yes.
To build excitement for My Little Pony the movie, Avatar Labs brought fans into the magical world of Equestria for a live streaming event that let fans interact with their favorite ponies in real time. To bring the experience to life, Avatar Labs partnered with some great friends, and anticipation was sky high. The unprecedented Facebook Live event featured beloved characters, the debut of Sia's new music video, custom animations, and special surprises. A bunch of smarty pants use a bunch of fancy tools to bridge the gap between worlds. The characters were animated live via 2D motion capture, the first time this was ever done for a theatrical release.
Okay, it's September 12th, and I'm live on Facebook.
My Little Pony fans came out in record numbers to engage with their favorite characters in a completely new way. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.